Growing up, I experienced a lot of bullying. I was a victim of bullying. I can say almost my teenage years. Each and every day, there will be someone to remind me that wena ustudla. This guy decided to post the picture on Facebook. You understand? He posted the picture on Facebook, and then that day I couldn't just pretend anymore. I remember taking pills as a way of ending my life, and I remember taking a lot of pills.
Hello, hi my lovies, and welcome back to Student Stories Unfiltered, where we have strong individuals who have overcome challenges and are brave enough to tell us their stories. I'm your host, Konako Mazamisa. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the impact of bullying. As you may know, bullying is a form of intimidating, humiliating, or demoralizing a person based off their looks, their social status, or their entirety. Bullying may result in mental health issues, which could negatively impact one's academic, social, and personal life, even in the way they perceive themselves as a whole. On today's episode, we have a special guest, Otilia. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me today. Hi guys, my name is Otilia Modlane. I was born and raised in Johannesburg in Katlehong, and I'm currently a first-year student at SPU.
What are you currently studying at SPU?
I'm currently studying BA General, majoring in archaeology and anthropology.
So I just want to, get a feel of who you are. So where you come from, how are your family dynamics, and how was it growing up?
Okay, as I said, I'm from Johannesburg in Katlehong. I come from a family of 6, my mom, my dad, and my 3 siblings. It is 2 boys and 2 girls.
Are you a middle child, last born,
Yes.
or which one is it?
The second last.
Okay, so I just want to know, what are your relationship with your parents and with your mom and your dad? Who are you closest to? Just let's get a feel of that.
Okay, so growing up, I was not really close to any of them. Okay, I wouldn't say we're close, but we're not close. We just had a mutual relationship. I can say that it was just a mom and a daughter
dad.
relationship,
Okay.
a dad and a daughter relationship. Yeah,
And that was just it.
that was just it.
So would you say that you had a great childhood growing up, or was it just a childhood?
I didn't have a great childhood. I'll be lying if I say my childhood was
Okay,
great.
let's get into that piece. That's what I want to hear. Why would you say you didn't have a great childhood?
Growing up, I experienced a lot of bullying. I was a victim of bullying. I can say almost my teenage years. Starting from primary, bullying is a real thing.
It is
Bullying
real.
does exist.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to say, yes, bullying is there. And I'm just going to tell you my story. So I grew up as a chubby girl. I've always been chubby. And, okay, before I started attending school, I used to think that is a normal thing. You understand? I used to think being chubby is a normal thing.
Because that's your reality.
You understand?
Yes.
That's my reality until I started school. And that's when reality, that's when I was actually told that no, it's not.
Okay, so just let us know, how did the bullying play out? When did it start? And how did they even go about it? Because we all know that bullying comes in different forms, from teasing to, being pointed at on the street, or it could go as far as cyberbullying. So, just let us know, how the play of events, how did that go? From what age did it start?
Okay, so my bullying, it basically started when I was in grade 1. I'm not really sure of my age at the time.
Yeah.
But I was in grade 1. And so a lot of people think bullying is only physical. So I would be lying if I say I experienced any physical bullying. It was more of a verbal, emotional bullying. So when I get to school, each and every day, there will be someone to remind me that wena ustudla, wena u tsekeleke, and they would say those mean words. And one thing about kids from primary, they are the most honest people. They will tell you straight to your face that, listen, girl, you are ugly. And at that time, I was suffering from, my skin issues were worse compared to now. So they would remind me about it each and every day that, hey, listen, you need to do something about your skin, as if I was not trying. And I was trying, my mom was really contributing to my skin issues for me to get better and all of that. So they would remind me of that each and every day that, listen, you are chubby. Sometimes it will even get to a point where they will draw maybe someone on the chalk in the morning on the chalkboard, and then they would say, guess who's this? And they would be referring to me, Yeah,
that was mean.
Yes.
That was very mean.
And it got to a point where it was normalized, everywhere I go, someone would have a comment, and they wouldn't do it
secretively.
Yes.
They'd make sure you see.
Yes,
they're talking about you.
Yes, you need to hear that we are referring to you as Dula, and you shouldn't even behave in confidence. Yes, you are ugly. They would just have all those sorts of names that you can think of, and they would just subject that hatred to you.
So just not to trigger you or anything, just tell us some of the names that they called you.
Okay, they would call me names such as Boomba, Mama Jack, those type of words. And
Mama Jack is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because that's very creative.
Yeah, it's very creative, and it started from being one person who does it to being a group of people who actually do it. And I convinced myself that, maybe this is because this is primary and it will get better.
Did it get better?
It didn't get better. It got worse.
So from primary transitioning in where I grew up, we call it junior school. So, and then I think you guys call it secondary school up here. So like at the coast, we call it junior school. So in junior school now, which is grade 4 to grade 7, still experiencing bullying.
It became worse. It became worse than I had imagined. And maybe you would ask me, did I ever try to report? Did I ever try to get help?
But like before that, I want to know, by worse, what do you mean? Because I know the pointing and stuff, but like now, was it like, how bad did it get? Like, just let us in on that point.
Okay, it got worse to a point whereby they would even do it in front of the educators. They would make those jokes in front of educators.
Do the teachers not do anything?
To be honest, I wouldn't say they failed me, because they would try and say, no, don't do that. But the reality, they did that. They won't take that back.
Okay, so did you ask for help? Did you tell your parents? Did you tell anyone?
Okay, so when it comes to bullying, a lot of victims, if you're a victim of bullying, it is easy for someone to say, why don't you report that? Why don't you tell your parents? Why don't you tell someone, you need to report? It's not as easy. The first thing that comes to your mind when you think of reporting the issue of bullying, you are like, okay, I know my mom is going to confront these bullies. I know the teacher is going to confront them.
Things are just going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
Like, I don't want to lie to you. I've experienced bullying myself, and I know it gets, you think of a lot of things and how the scenario would work out, and it's just not easy. So I just want to know now, like, how did all of that, like, how did it impact you? Like, emotionally, physically, mentally, like, all those words that were said to you. How did it affect you?
Okay, before I answer the question, I just want to say, remember that I told you the story of what happened in primary.
Yeah,
so
did it get past high school?
Yes. So I remember when I was in grade 7, I used to do a lot of research, asking people, how is bullying in high school? And, people would be like, no, those people are now matured, they're now civilized. They wouldn't do that. And I was very scared and very nervous. I remember my entire December, I didn't enjoy it because I kept on thinking, will I be subjected to bullying, again? And yeah, exactly that. I went to high school, and then when I got there, I remember on my very, very first day, this other guy was like, guys, you need to get 2 chairs for her. One wouldn't. Hello. She
That's
was like,
body shaming.
oh my gosh. She was like, you need to get 2 chairs for her. One wouldn't be enough. And it's the first day. You understand? It's my first day, and you can think of the courage, the motivation that I kept on having to install to myself, convincing myself that no, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be better. No.
And it's not going to be better at
Exactly.
all.
And then it got to a point where, okay, they would continue with the body shaming. Body shaming was the one that was like, out there.
Out there.
And then I ended up getting used to the fact that I'm being bullied, And then now let's come to cyberbullying,
Okay, wait. Wait. I'm getting a lot of information, and I'm just trying to process everything in my head. From grade 1 to grade 7, you were being bullied. And you thought to yourself, okay, it's been a long time of being bullied, 7 years. I think it's enough now. And it's not enough. Grade 8, the first thing they tell you was you need 2 chairs.
You need 2 chairs.
Is that even physically possible to be that big and need 2 chairs?
And I was not
I
even
really
that
don't
big.
get it. Like, I'm fuming on your behalf right now. Like, if I was there, I'm sorry. I am sorry. That girl. But okay, cyberbullying.
Okay, so now remember that I'm not gonna say you heal from the fact that people call you names.
No, you don't
but
heal.
your body learns to live with that. You understand? You're like, okay, this is my reality. You end up being comfortable with that. You wake up each and every morning and say, okay, when they start doing it, you're like, I'm used to that, even though it hurts. You understand? So now it got to a point where they used to. Okay, in high school, I'm not sure about primary, but we used to sign a register if you are present or you are absent, all of that.
Yes.
So the register at my high school, it used to have your date of birth, your name and surname, and your address, those informations. So now...
The register that gets passed around in the class.
Yes.
So to sign, it has all your information on it.
Yes, your age.
My age, my home address, all of it.
Everything, who you are.
To be passed around in the classroom.
Yes. So now we are signing the register. Okay, first day of the register.
I'm sorry, the way your school does things. I am so sorry. That is not where they have your information.
Yeah,
and you being subjected to bullying. That is so dangerous.
Yeah, so they had your information. So when it started the register thing, I thought, okay, it's normal. We're just signing a register. It's not a big deal. You understand? I think remember that with bullying, it has a lot of stages. Sometimes you're in denial. I can say that. And when I say you're in denial, that's where you will have maybe your friend or someone who maybe you told, okay, this is what I'm going through. And maybe they will say, no, man, that person, whatever they're saying about you is just a reflection of themselves. Someone will convince you somehow, somewhere, you understand, but deep down, and you're busy convincing yourself. My sister said, what they say about me is not true and all of that.
Yeah.
So I started becoming that girl and saying, okay, it's not true. Okay, come the register. I'm signing the register as if it's normal. Until the register got to the bully's hands. And remember now, I think I was doing grade 10, if I'm not mistaken, and was signing the register. And this guy took the register and he's like, wait, Otilia, I thought you were like 35. Come on, dude, how can I be 35 and be doing grade 10?
They thought you were 35. That's what they said out loud in class.
Yeah, he was like, looking at you, I thought you were like 35.
How can you be 35 and in grade 10? It
didn't make any sense. And it became a joke of, I think, the entire hour of signing the register. Everyone just wanted to see whatever this guy is saying, is it true? And now everyone wanted the registers just to check.
Even the ones that already signed.
Yes, everyone wants to check if, okay, this is true. And I had a panic attack same time. Remember that other days I used to be strong and I would go cry in the toilet or I would go cry when I'm at home. But that day I broke down in front of the class, the whole class. I had a panic attack. I started crying. And I just broke down. I didn't think it could get to that point where I end up breaking down. And my friend kept on saying, no, it's okay, just, And then fine, we moved on with our lives, like nothing happened, and comes cyberbullying now.
Yes, that's where I want us to just like delve in deeper. With cyberbullying, I'm sure everyone knows out there what cyberbullying entails, where it's social media, people texting and posting things about you, which, as I said, demoralizes a person. So how did we get, like, how did they go about their way of cyberbullying you?
So, moving from something which was just verbal to now cyberbullying, which was completely new. I didn't think they would get to that point, but surprisingly they did. So this other day, I am in class. It's a normal day. We're attending. I think I was attending economics. We're attending. Everything is normal. The educator was not there. All of a sudden, everyone is on their phones, and then they're starting to laugh. Have you ever been in a space where everyone is laughing and you are not understanding? Yeah. Okay, so I'm like, I asked this other lady who was sitting next to me, I'm like, girl, what's happening? You understand? Because it seems like everyone got the joke beside me. And then she's like, I don't know how to tell you. They took a very uncomfortable picture of you. So remember that when you're in class or anywhere, you wouldn't always be sitting in a point where you are always ready that someone is going to take a picture of you. You're a human being, you understand? And they took whatever picture they took, which till today, I don't know what kind of a picture they took, but apparently it was a very uncomfortable picture of me in class. And this guy decided to post the picture on Facebook. You understand? He posted the picture on Facebook, and then that day I couldn't just pretend anymore. I ran out of class and I just went home. I was like, you know what? I know it's not after school yet, but I can't be here. I need to go home. I'm not going to explain what's happening. I just want to go home. You understand? And then, I don't know, I think same day he removed the picture when he saw that, okay, people were now starting to realize how wrong it is. And another thing, you need to remember that when you're around people who are bullies, their behavior tend to be normalized. They would say things like, no, guys, he's just like that. He's just trying to, such people make the class funny.
Yeah, class clown. He's just making jokes, guys. It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
But it is deep.
And it is deep,
yes.
You understand? And then I went home and luckily my parents were not there. I cried. And then when they came back, they couldn't even, or pretend as if everything is okay. Luckily that day it was a Friday, and then so Saturday, remember in matric you have to attend, I'm not sure if you did, but there were like SIPs, you have to attend extra classes.
Yes,
so I had to go Saturday and Sunday. That day I didn't show up. That weekend, I didn't show up Saturday, Sunday, and it raised a concern because this person always comes to school. Why is she not coming to school? Until I ended up coming back, and now they wrote a small note, and then it was
at your desk.
No, at my bag. They made sure that you
put
get
it in your bag. What did the note say?
So the note is telling me that, girl, you're ugly. You're ugly. I don't know what you are trying to do, thinking you are beautiful. Because at that time, I was starting to build my confidence.
Trying to tell yourself, I'm that girl.
Exactly. I was starting to do hairstyles, starting to feel that confidence. Because each and every day, I would look at myself in the mirror in the morning before I go to school and say, you're beautiful. Yes, you understand. And then now same day, I was very confident. And then after break, I'm looking at my
books on your bag.
Yes. Okay, there's a note. The note is telling me that you're ugly, girl. I don't know what you're trying to do with that confidence. Stop it. Stop it. Like, you will never be beautiful. You will always be chubby. So just stop whatever you're trying to do. You understand? And
trying to force you back into that shell.
Yes. And then the same day when I'm trying to process that, during lunch, there will be days where my mom would give me money to say, okay, you'll buy the tuck shop and everything. So this Saturday, my friend suggests, let's go and buy the kota, the chips, That's a normal thing if you're a high school learner. There's nothing wrong with that, you understand? Guys, I'm convincing myself for I'm like, okay, I go and buy those things. How? Next thing I'm being told, if I were you, girl, I wouldn't be eating that. You should be sticking to green salad.
Okay, my love. Okay. So,
And then that's when I was like, okay, remember that the incident of the note and then the got that thing, why are you eating junk food, whatever. So that was the final day for me. I remember I went home and I texted my teacher and I was like, listen ma'am, I'm not coming back to school. Today was my last day. I'm dropping out. I'm not gonna come back there, and there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise. I'm definitely coming back. I told my parents, tomorrow I'm not going to school, and they thought it was just tomorrow. It was a joke, you understand. I'm like, I'm not going back to school. Luckily, that teacher, she was my classmate, and she was like, she immediately called me after the text. I'm like, I'm seeing your text. I'm worried. What's happening? This is very unlike you. And that's when I told her that this is what I went through. This is what has been happening. And now I feel like, remember that you get to a point where you do certain things to try to fit in, and you say, okay, maybe this is how the society is going to end up accepting me, seeing me for who I am, beyond my body, beyond my skin color and all of that. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, the only way for me to be recognized or to be seen and all of that, it was being good, excelling in my academics. You understand? So but she was
still didn't really make a difference.
Yeah, they didn't love me. They just loved the knowledge I had. They pretended as if they loved me, but they just loved the knowledge that I had. Okay. So yeah.
So back to my earlier question. How did all of this, like being bullied from grade 1 right up until matric, how did that affect you? Like, what were your thoughts mentally at that point?
Okay, so it really affected me to a point where I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. Okay, so it got to a point where each and every day I had to cry myself to sleep. You understand? Everything that happened throughout the day. Remember now, whatever that happens, I'll just go back home, pretend as if everything is normal. You understand? I wouldn't even tell my parents, because I'm like, tomorrow in the morning they're going to fetch this bully. You understand? And then it's going to be worse. So I had to make sure that I cry in private, and then out there I appear like perfect. So yeah, that really affected my mental health, because I started crying each and every night. I started losing appetite. I was no longer eating.
Yeah, to that point. So like physically. So definitely now, since they've been commenting on your body, on everything, I know that some people who've experienced such bullying get to a point of becoming anorexic. So now you're forcing yourself not to eat, possibly forcing yourself to vomit and stuff. So what would you say, would you say, Kuti, physically you also felt an impact?
Yeah, I did, because remember that when I said to you earlier on that I was diagnosed with depression, so remember that depression is something that affects you emotionally, but it moves to a point where it becomes physical. Yes. So it moved from something that was emotional to something that was physical, to a point where each and every morning when I woke up, I can only move my eyes. I couldn't move my legs. I was numb. Maybe it would take an hour for my body to just come back to reality. And that was just all mental health issues. That was depression taking over my body. So a point where I remember taking pills as a way of ending my life. And I remember taking a lot of pills. And I didn't even write a note. I didn't even...
like, I'm done.
I'm like, I'm not explaining myself. You would figure it out after. You understand? And I used to have that thing where I want someone to take accountability. You understand? And I expected people to just know what was happening to me without me speaking out, which was unfair of me.
It was very unfair. Yes.
I took those pills, and then I slept with the hope that tomorrow morning...
I'm not waking up.
You understand? Not here. I'm not here. Boom, 5 a.m.
You're up. God has jokes sometimes, eh?
And God is like, I'm not done
your time.
Yeah.
So now that, it's bullying from such a long time, how did you deal with it? So, was there a positive way of dealing with it, or was it just the negative aspect where you were trying to kill yourself, or did you ever eventually speak to someone?
Okay, so as I told you that I've got a sister. So my sister, she's also Chabine, but my sister is one person whereby she's got a lot of confidence and she hates bullies, you understand? And she's someone who's able to stand up for herself. That was the main reason why I didn't really tell her what was happening to me, because I knew
She's going to confront.
that moment, you understand, they would find her at the gate in the morning. That's when until I told her that, you know what, this is what I'm going through, and I'm so sorry that I haven't been telling you what has been happening. And that's only because she started noticing that, no man, I'm giving symptoms of depression because I'm no longer myself, you know. And she asked me what's going on. I told her that I've been bullied and it's been going for a long time. And then that's when she started telling me, okay, first, before you can confront other people or the bullies, she was like, you need to know that it all starts within you. You understand? You need to install that positive mindset that you are beautiful just exactly the way you are, and you need to understand that most of the time things that people say to you is a reflection of themselves. You need to understand that the bullies are just in a war with themselves, you know, dealing with whatever it is that has nothing to do with you. You understand? Yeah.
And sometimes the way we act is a projection of what we think of ourselves on the inside. So I feel like with your sister, that was really great advice. So now, would you say that the situation of being bullied from a very young age, did it make you stronger, or would you say you're scarred for life?
I wouldn't say it made me to be stronger, because I continuously had to hide behind. Like, one thing about me, I've never been a teenager who would go out to play, have fun. Even during breaks, my break was always inside the class, because I knew if I tried to go outside, someone would make a joke of me, you understand? Even at home, if there's a birthday celebration, I grew up being that child who doesn't attend family gatherings, because remember, this thing doesn't only happen at school. Even the society, you understand, the society has got a definition of what is beautiful, what is considered to be ugly, and all of that. So yeah, I used to hate family gatherings. I used to hate pictures. Your picture, if you say you are going to take a picture,
I mustn't be there. Don't put me there.
Don't you dare.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, I had to hide, you know, all the time. I had to hide, and you wouldn't call that living. I was surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now at SPU, do you experience any bullying? Because now you've moved away from home, you've moved away from everyone that did the things they did to you from a young age till you were in matric. So I just want to know, now that you're at Sol Plaatje University, would you say you're experiencing any bullying? Do you still feel affected by the things that happened in your previous life? Just, yeah. Now, does it still affect you?
Okay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Shout out to SPU, guys. Shout out to the students. I don't know, but they just build my confidence, you know. At SPU, when I got here, one thing that I can say to you is that the voices that kept on telling me that I'm not beautiful, that I'm not enough,
were drowned out.
You understand? Like, I have never felt anything like that, you know. And now, all of a sudden, I just have that confidence, you know. And I meet people each and every day reminding me that, oh, you're beautiful, I'm in love with your skin, you know, those type of things. It moved from you need to do something with your skin to I love your skin.
Yes.
You understand? Right now, I feel seen, I feel appreciated, and I feel heard more than anything. So it really changed everything. It's been great being here.
Yeah. So with the bullying thing and whatnot, so here at SPU, would you say, Uti, like, we've welcomed you and we've accepted you?
I would say definitely. You know, they treat me like any other normal person. And to be honest with you, I only remember I'm chubby maybe when I'm alone.
Yes.
But I'm just like anyone else, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so let's close it up. I just want to know, what are your future goals?
Okay, so my future goals, okay, obviously I'm aiming to graduate, be done with my degree. And more than anything, I am aiming to open an organization where it's all about females, it's all about you being a girl, be that girl, and
Yeah. So, and what is your chosen career? I know you said you were majoring in anthropology and archaeology, right? So what would you say your chosen career now is? Besides the organization, what is the career that you hope to venture into?
I'm hoping to be a lawyer. Yeah, I'm hoping to major maybe in, something that has to do with law. Yeah.
Okay. And would you say that you would do someday want to get married, have children? I feel like that's most girls' dreams, not my dream, but most girls' dreams. Would you say that you are part of those girls that wish to marry one day?
No.
No. We don't need men at all.
On a serious note, I want a wedding, but not a marriage. I don't know if I'm making sense.
I get that, have your white dress and everything, and after that, you can go now. Thank you for coming.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I hear you. So do you have anything to say to the people in closing? You can look over there.
Okay, so this message is for every female out there. Whether you're young, you're an adult, or just to every female, I just want to tell you that never ever second guess your light because another person couldn't handle your brightness. Never allow anyone to dim your light. You are beautiful exactly the way you are. You don't have to change a thing about yourself. Keep on shining. Thank you.
Thank you, Otilia, for your story. Guys, based off the story, I really need to make it clear. Bullying is wrong. There's nothing good about insulting another person's looks, their social status, their entirety. It is wrong. Let's not do it. And if you do see somebody being bullied, please speak out. Please be the voice for the one that can't, voice it out for themselves. And in closing, I have seen the love, I've seen the sharing, the comments, the posts and everything. And I want to say thank you so much for your support. Student Stories Unfiltered is only where it is now because of you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.